John Fetterman just said that hoping Trump fails is like rooting against the nation. Is this a rare moment of unity, or is this more like he's the governor of a swing state that just went red this election? Yo, let's break it down. Yo, welcome back, guys. Glad to have you. Yo, let me know what you guys think. Is Fetterman being genuine, or is this just political posturing? I mean, Pennsylvania is a big state, and his election was contentious, and they just went for Trump, man. I'm over here wondering. You guys tell me, yo, if you like the content, please like and subscribe and hit that little notification bell. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. We got a video to get into. Let's check this out and see what they got to say, yo.
Well, one hoodie-wearing Democrat admits that the New York criminal case against Donald Trump was politically motivated. And he even says, listen to this, Trump should be pardoned.
I think it's undeniable that the case against Hunter Biden was really politically motivated, but I also think it's true that the trial in New York for Trump that was political as well too. Now it's that, and in both cases, I think a pardon is appropriate, and I really think collectively, America's confidence in these kinds of institutions have been damaged by these kinds of cases, and we cannot allow these kinds of institutions to be weaponized against our political opponents. I'm talking.
It tripped me out what he said regarding Hunter Biden being a politically motivated case. That's not the vibe I get from it. The vibe I get is more like it's politically motivated to not go for everything that Hunter did. But I do agree with the pardon for Trump, because I mean it's ridiculous what they did, all the games they played with this prosecution in New York, extending the statute of limitations twice. The argument that they're trying to maintain, assuming intent regarding trying to up it to a felony from a misdemeanor, and the whole thing is ridiculous, dude. And then we went into the whole case, guys. We have a video going into the whole case, the Trump hush money trial. Check it out if you guys want. We go into all the weird stuff, but no, I agree with him on the pardon in New York regarding the hush money trial.
About the New York trial, and now the Democrats on our side there were some that were gleeful, calling it like now he's a convicted felon.
You know, Tom, if we would have played that out, you would have seen Joy Behar, who I wish they would have kept her shot up the whole time. I would have loved to seen her face as someone who was all in on the New York hush money case. She jumps in and says, well, what about January 6th? And he says, I'm not talking about January 6th.
Yeah.
I mean, what a partisan.
It's interesting. I mean, I do think we give.
Why didn't they play that? Why didn't they play that? I'm not really too worried about what they're saying. Dude, isn't that interesting, man? He's coming out. Dude, not only him, we talked about Cenk Uygur earlier today, man. Yo, these people are realizing, the moderates are realizing, even if it's not genuine, they're realizing they're losing support for all the extra stuff that the progressive left is trying to do. And we really value classical liberalism in this country, man, no matter what side you're on. When you start straying too far from that and entering this European spectrum of neoliberal politics where you've got the haves and the have-nots, and it's all about how much the haves are going to give the have-nots, and that's the whole political narrative. We don't do that out here, man. We give us the freedom to build stuff on our own, whether we're on the right or the left. That's what we want to do, you know. And so I feel like the moderates on the left are starting to get that, and they're starting to understand, yo, man, maybe these MAGA people aren't as much of a cult as we thought. Maybe the corporate board was lying to us. Maybe there's a conversation to be had, and it's really cool to see, guys. It's really cool to see. Fetterman expresses hope for Trump's presidency. Dem Senator John Fetterman said he hopes Trump has a successful second term, noting if he were to root against him, it would be going against the country. Yo, seriously, man. Hopefully this can be a large portion of the Democrat Party right now that can fight against some sort of, because I'm worried about the Democrats creating an environment where they just try to stall, and sabotage, specifically with the intent of sabotaging, not if they see some sort of what they perceive to be a violation, you know what I mean? Because we need both sides pushing against each other in order to really have things work, right? But the whole goal of sabotaging to defame and destroy a reputation, that's not constructive. This country doesn't need that. Come on. What's the point of destroying the country to win an election? Huh? How is that sustainable, man? You get what I'm saying, man?
So are you going to be Donald Trump's favorite Democrat in the Senate?
I don't know what that really means, because you never know. But what I am is I'm just a regular Democrat. I'm not leaving my party.
He didn't say no. He didn't say no. He didn't go, ew, no, F Donald Trump. That's a huge thing right there. Is that not?
But I'm not sure why some of the things that I've chosen to do, like meeting with nominees and having views that might be more aligned with some of the Republican side, I think that's part of politics. And that's pretty much consistent with just doing the job and representing the kind of state that we have in Pennsylvania.
Looking forward, what are you most optimistic about with a Trump presidency, and what do you fear?
Well, it's like I've been warning people, like, you got to chill out, you know, like the constant, freak out. It's not helpful. So, pack a lunch.
Dude, here's a difficulty in finding words. It's like that neurological issue that he's having ever since, that stuff went on during his election or whatever, during the campaign. It's like he's got trouble finding the words. It's like he has the words, but whatever neurological connects them to what you're trying to say at the moment, it's like he's got to sit there and parse his database, right, and try to find the words in the moment. He struggles. But it results sometimes in him just saying stuff candidly, and in a way, I think it almost works for him, right? Because now he's a lot better than he was, right? So he's got that sympathy effect. Now he's a little cohesive. He's a little coherent, and everybody can understand what he's saying a little more, right? So he's kind of overcoming that intellectual gap that people were stressed out about during the campaign, and sometimes he just says stuff, bro, and the sweatshirt thing is working out for him. It's tripping me out.
Lunch, pace yourself, because he hasn't even taken office yet.
Do you think he has the potential to be a successful and a good president?
I hope, because I'm not rooting against him. If you're rooting against the president, you are rooting against the nation.
Oh, man. That's so awesome to see, man. I love seeing that kind of thing, dude. I love seeing that kind of thing. Democrat Pennsylvania's Senator John Fetterman said on Sunday on ABC News he hopes President-elect Donald Trump has a successful second term, noting that if he were to root against him, he would effectively be rooting against the country. Since Trump's first term, Democrats, along with a handful of Republicans, have been vocal critics of the president-elect, with some Democrats refusing to commit to certifying the election results prior to Trump's win in November. All of a sudden, they're Republicans in 2020. It's insane. It's insane. All of a sudden, you're Republicans in 2020, but the Republicans in 2020 are fascist. Come on, man. Dude, get your head together. What is your narrative? Like, you guys got to pick a story and stick with it. On ABC's This Week, co-host Jonathan Karl questioned the Pennsylvania lawmaker on what he is most optimistic about in a second term under Trump, as well as what he fears. Well, it's like I've been warning people. You got to chill out, the constant freak out. I loved hearing him say that. It's not helpful, pack a lunch, pace yourself, because he hasn't taken office yet. Pack a lunch, bro. Come on, man. Pack up a lunch, dog. Carl then asked Fetterman if he believes Trump has the potential to be a successful and good president, to which Democrat lawmaker responded by explaining why he has hope for Trump's second term. Look, I hope because I'm not going to root against him. If you're rooting against him, you're rooting against the nation. We heard him say that. That's the whole famous quote we're talking about right now. Prior to Trump's win in November, Fetterman said Fetterman openly discussed the former president's special bond with his home state, noting how it grew after the 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks attempted to off the former president. By November, Fetterman called the Republican victory a serious flex for the bros. I can't take this guy, dude. He's going after Bernie Sanders voters, is what he's doing. He's trying to grab that Bernie Sanders vibe, is what he's doing, man. That's the whole thing. Who does he have talking to him right now, like advising him on, who does he have in his team? Like he's got someone young. He's got someone on his team, like advising him on these quips, dog. The lawmaker also pushed back on the narrative that Trump and his supporters are fascists, which was widely promulgated by Harris and her surrogates leading up to the election. I love people that are absolutely going to vote for Trump. They're not fascists. They're not those things. I think that if you go to the tickle switch, use those kind of terms, then it's kind of hard to walk back on those things. The tickle switch. Oh man, it's hilarious, Doug. That's kind of a word that isn't really part of the vernacular for voters. Scolding harder or clutching the pearls harder. That's never gonna work for the Democrats. He's clutching the pearls. See, he's adopting. He's got advice. He's got someone, some PR guy, someone, okay, that is ace in the hood right now for this guy, dude. Like, in terms of the quips, in terms of the PR game, yo, man, that's wild. With the clutch and the pearls, yo, he ripped that right from the right. That's never gonna work for Democrats, Fetterman told Politico. He's eyeing a second term himself. Look at this. Look at this guy walking the line. He knows how to do it. Shh, you got to give him that. Early in December, Fetterman called the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's case against Trump politically motivated, arguing on a segment of The View that it would be appropriate to pardon Trump in the Bragg case, as well as criminal prosecution brought against President Joe Biden's son Hunter. Look at him toeing the line. Look at him toeing the line like an absolute madman. Yo, he knows how to do it. Yo, this guy's smart, but it's not just him, all right? We talked about Cenk the other day, earlier today and yesterday. Look, Cenk is going after the left. The left is having an awakening, and it depends on who wins this battle, this struggle for the power vacuum of the left right now. It all depends, right? How is it going to play out? Well, look, we got Bernie Sanders right now ripping in the Democrats, saying some stuff that they need to hear.
I want to start with the scathing response that you gave after the Democrats lost, Kamala Harris lost pretty big. You said the Democrats abandoned the working class. The chairman of the DNC called it straight up BS and said Joe Biden is the most pro-worker president of my lifetime. Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she disagreed with you. She added, quote, Bernie Sanders has not won. Do you stand by what you said?
Oh, absolutely. Look, Joe Biden is a friend of mine. I've been proud to work with him on an agenda which has been very strongly in favor of the working class. Biden promised to be the most progressive president since FDR. In many ways, on domestic issues, I think he kept his word. But here is the reality. The working class of this country is angry, and they have a reason to be angry. We are living in an economy today, Donna, where the people on top are doing phenomenally well, while 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. 25% of elderly people are trying to get by on $15,000 a year or less. We have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth, and parents all over this country worry that their kids may have a lower standard of living than they do. That is the economic reality. And what Donald Trump did is provided an explanation. He went around, he said, I know you're angry, and the reason is that zillions of illegal immigrants are coming over, and they're eating your cats and dogs. And
That's not what he said the reason was. That's not what he said the reason was. No, he talks about the economy all the time, and the economy was great. I hate that straw man. Excuse me, Bernie. You started out okay, and now you're straw manning. You need to stop with that stuff, man. That's how you lose people's trusts, dude. You don't see Fetterman doing that. He knows how to walk the tightrope better than Bernie does. That's for sure.
But everything else, that's the reason. Well, obviously, that is not the reason. The reason is, in my view, that we have an unprecedented level of corporate greed today, more income and wealth inequality, and people on top want it all. And we need an agenda that says to the working class, we're going to take on these powerful special interests and create an economy and a government that works for you. And by the way, that can't happen unless you get big money out of politics. We got to get rid of this.
He's right about a lot of what he's saying, but you know the left is going to come with, hey, price controls, hey, that's neoliberal stuff. That limits class mobility, man. The right's already got great solutions based in classical liberalism to that stuff, redirecting market forces. Guys, check out my alternative economy system article, man, because I love that idea, man. I think it'd be great, a system of really establishing equity in a way that's wrapped around classical liberalism, right? And I'm not talking about equity as in, hey, you know, everyone has exactly the same. I just mean a more equitable distribution of access to resources that prevents class entrenchment. That's all I'm talking about. Totally still, at least as far as I can tell, in my best intellectual exercise, respecting the values of classical liberalism. But it is the start of a conversation, guys. If you want to check it out, let me know what you think about it. If you got points, if you got stuff to say, if you got ideas, things that are wrong, things to add, things to change, yo, to start off a conversation. Let's come up with some solutions that are seriously effective, right? So that way these people stop being able to use this Cloward and Piven, problem reaction solution strategy against us, where we're just like, hey, you know what? We have a problem, we fix it. Why don't you go stuff it? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. But also, hey, other stuff over here, man. Other stuff over here. Music, videos, the whole 9 yards, man. Check it out. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys tomorrow.